North Korea may deploy as many as 100,000 troops to aid Russia's war on Ukraine if the alliance between Pyongyang and Moscow continues to deepen, according to people familiar with assessments made by some group of 20 nations. The analysis is one of several on the evolving partnership between Russian President Vladimir Putin and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, said the people, speaking on condition of anonymity to talk about private discussions. They stressed that such a move wasn't imminent and that military support at that scale, if it occurred, would likely happen in batches with troops rotating over time rather than in a single deployment. Ukraine's ambassador to South Korea made a similar assessment earlier this month. Dmytro Ponomarenko said in an interview with VOA that Kyiv expected up to 15,000 North Korean troops deployed to fight in Russia's Kursk region and possibly in occupied areas of eastern Ukraine, to rotate every few months. Spokespeople for South Korea's Defense Ministry and Presidential Office didn't respond to requests for comment. Kim's decision to send North Korean troops to join Russia's fight against Ukraine has alarmed Kyiv's allies, who've warned that it risks exacerbating what is already Europe's largest conflict since World War II. They believe the deepening cooperation between Putin and Kim could also impact the security balance in the Indo-Pacific region, where there's mounting rivalry between China and the US. The issue will be raised by several allies at the G20 summit in Brazil this week, including by German Chancellor Olaf Scholz when he meets Chinese President Xi Jinping, Bloomberg previously reported. Scholz told Putin Friday in a rare phone call that the deployment of North Korean troops was a grave escalation of the war against Ukraine. Scholz will press the Chinese leader at their meeting in Rio on Tuesday to use his influence over Russia and North Korea to avoid further escalation in the war, according to German officials. The North Korean deployment shows the war is becoming globalized, and Scholz and Xi will need to discuss this new dimension of the conflict, the official said. North Korea has so far sent more than 10,000 troops to fight alongside Putin's army in Russia's Kursk region, where Ukrainian forces have occupied part of the border territory since a surprise incursion in August. In return, Russia is providing money and helping North Korea increase its capabilities. Russian military bloggers are actually reacting quite seriously to the permission to use long-range weapons against Russia. Previous authorizations marked significant turning points, especially the HIMARS. And don't believe people who claim that deep strikes are insignificant. Every escalation involving American and Western precision weapons has caused us significant problems. First HIMARS, since summer 2022. Frontline warehouses, command posts, and logistics hubs within its range were decimated. This changed the course of the war, and without exaggeration, marked the first major turning point. Logistics became stretched thin, and using artillery, especially towed systems, became much harder. A lot of ammunition depots were destroyed, triggering the 2022 shell shortage. And this was achieved with only a couple dozen launchers deployed across the entire front line. Second, Storm Shadow and Scalp missiles, 2023. These essentially crippled the Black Sea Fleet. While not everything was sunk, a significant portion of the fleet had to withdraw from Crimea, making it impossible to operate there freely. Third, ATAC-MS, with cluster munitions, 2023. Airfields, even as far as Crimea, were hit hard. The Berdyansk airfield alone is a prime example. These strikes caused severe damage, destroyed a lot of equipment on the ground, and inflicted significant human losses. They imposed serious limitations on the operations of Army Aviation and the Aerospace Forces, VKS, in Crimea. The hunt for air defenses falls into this same category. Targets deep within the country will face similar impacts. It's not catastrophic, of course, and won't help former Ukraine reclaim its borders, but the consequences will surprise many, especially if these strikes are allowed to be carried out en masse, as was done in the new territories and Crimea. The Phoenix Assault Guard unit, part of the 3rd Border Detachment, successfully destroyed a Russian 2S-5 Gyatsint-S self-propelled artillery system. The 2S-5 Gyatsint-S is a Soviet-designed self-propelled artillery system armed with a 152mm gun. Developed in the late 1970s, It was intended to provide long-range fire support for ground forces. The Pantsir-S boasts a firing range of up to 28 to 33 kilometers with conventional rounds and can exceed 40 kilometers when using rocket-assisted projectiles. This system is known for its robust firepower and mobility, making it suitable for rapid repositioning on the battlefield. Despite its age, the Tu-S5 remains a significant component of Russian artillery capabilities, capable of counter-battery fire and striking deep into enemy territory. Kadyrov forces recorded promo video for a new group of special forces trained at the Putin University, which was recently hit by a drone. They claim to have already trained 52,000 fighters. The vibe is reminiscent of 2022 TikToks. It's amusing that the Chechens talk about fighting Satanism and fascism, the future liberation of their lands, and how they've achieved good results. Ukraine, where they've never been, why on earth is that supposed to be their land?
Бойцы, с этого места с начала СВО в Российском университете спецназа имени Верховного Главнокомандующего президента Российской Федерации Владимира Владимировича Путина подготовлено и направлено 52 тысячи наших бойцов. Но легендарный спецназ «Ахмат» знает во всем мире. И сегодня таким же образом, такими же темпами мы освобождаем наши земли от фашизма 21 века, от нацизма, от сатанизма. Мы боремся, и у нас есть хорошие результаты. Иншаллах, недалек тот время, в котором мы полностью освободим наши земли от этой нечисти.
Footage of evacuation of the Midoad SOF group after a 4-day mission. The process was observed by the Russians, who struck the vehicle with an FPV drone as it approached. The vehicle turned around to pick up the soldiers, but overturned due to a damaged tire. After everyone was pulled out, a reserve vehicle arrived 3 minutes later to assist and successfully evacuated 7 people. Evacuation from the battlefield is crucial for Ukrainian forces to minimize casualties and maintain morale. Quick and efficient medical evacuation helps ensure that injured soldiers receive timely treatment, which can significantly improve survival rates and allow for potential recovery and return to duty. Additionally, effective evacuation of both personnel and equipment helps prevent further losses and disrupts enemy objectives. This focus on rapid evacuation showcases Ukraine's commitment to the welfare of its troops and plays an essential role in sustaining combat effectiveness and long-term operational capability.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.